Okay, picture this. December 14th, 2017. A man walks into an old, decaying office building in New York. Security cameras catch every single second of him walking through those doors. But what happens next is literally impossible. The cameras show him going in, but 0 cameras ever catch him coming out. And when the police finally search the place, he's just gone. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely terrifying mystery where a man vanished into thin air, leaving behind a digital trail that totally defies logic.
Part 1. The impossible disappearance, or a locked room paradox.
So we're starting with a case where the cold, hard evidence actually fights against reality. You know, in the true crime world, there's nothing quite like a locked room mystery. But guys, this isn't an Agatha Christie novel. This is a real-life paradox that investigators are still trying to wrap their heads around. The facts are super straightforward, which is honestly what makes them so creepy. December 14, 2017. He walked in, and he never walked out. Security cameras, our totally unbiased digital witnesses, recorded every frame of him arriving. But despite a massive police response, he just ceased to exist in that building. No camera ever caught him leaving. Let's move on to the timeline of a vanishing, tracking his final footsteps. Right, so when you're dealing with a mystery this bizarre, you've got to break down the timeline second by second. It all starts late at night. At exactly 11:47 p.m., 36-year-old Michael Turner enters this dark, completely abandoned commercial building. Now, this wasn't some busy downtown office. It had been sitting empty for months and was actually scheduled to be demolished. Why Michael decided to go into a decaying building in the middle of the night? Well, that's the very first piece of the puzzle we have to look at. The security system was surprisingly well preserved for a place about to be wrecked, so we have a crystal clear timeline. Watch his path. Michael walks right through the main entrance. We can see he's carrying this small backpack. He walks right past the main lobby camera, totally unbothered, and heads straight for the elevators. And then he just walks out of frame and disappears from view. Section 3, the locked room mystery. No way out. At first, investigators did exactly what you'd expect. They treated it like a standard missing person case. They figured, there's a rational explanation. Maybe he found a side door or slipped through a camera's blind spots. But detectives quickly had to throw that theory out the window. They pulled the schematics, reviewed every single angle, and realized the camera coverage was absolute. I mean, they had active cameras on every possible exit. The front door, the emergency exit, the parking area, even the basement entrance. They scrubbed through hours of footage across every feed, and absolutely nothing. Not one recording showed Michael leaving. Next up, the third floor discovery, the left behind. So, realizing he literally couldn't have left without being seen on at least one camera, the police step things up. They do this grueling, meticulous floor-by-floor search of this massive empty building. They're fully expecting to find him hurt or hiding out or, something worse. But what they actually found just made things so much weirder. Deep inside, near this dusty old office on the 3rd floor, they find his stuff. There's the small backpack from the lobby footage, but here's the crazy part. His phone is still tucked inside. His wallet is totally untouched, cash and cards all there. Every single thing that ties a person to the real world was just left behind. But Michael? Nowhere. And it gets even more unsettling. When investigators pulled the city's building records to check the layout, they found out nobody was even supposed to be on that level. The 3rd floor had been officially closed off for years because of severe structural problems. We're talking about hazardous, rotting part of the building that was condemned way before the rest of the offices even closed. Why was he up there? Which brings us to 7 seconds of static, the final recording. By now, law enforcement is totally stumped. They have his stuff, they've secured the perimeter, but no Michael. Then they finally locate the last piece of camera footage, and it is easily the most disturbing part of this entire explainer. The timestamp hits 12:03 a.m. That's just 16 minutes after he first walked in. The camera looking down that decaying 3rd floor hallway shows Michael. He's standing completely, weirdly still, right in the middle of the corridor. His posture is stiff. He looks like he's staring intensely at something just outside the camera's view, just peering into the shadows of this condemned floor. Then, the digital evidence starts breaking down in a way that feels straight out of a horror movie. All of a sudden, the video quality heavily distorts. The old fluorescent lights in the hallway start flickering like crazy on the feed. And then, for 7 agonizing seconds, the footage drops out entirely. Just pure, unbroken static. When those 7 seconds of static finally clear up and the image pops back, the hallway is completely empty. Michael Turner is just gone. There's no sign of a struggle, no running away, just a sudden, total absence. Our final section, an unsolved reality, questions left behind. To this day, people are so divided on this. Some look at the structural decay and how weird he was acting on tape, and they're convinced Michael found something genuinely sinister hiding in that building. Others take a more grounded approach, right? They argue it was just a crazy coincidental camera glitch that created a blind spot, and he somehow, impossibly, managed to sneak past the perimeter. But the central thing we keep coming back to is this: how does someone disappear from a locked building when every single exit is recorded? It completely shatters our understanding of physical space and surveillance. We've got the data, the timeline, the belongings, we just don't have the man. Ultimately, the Michael Turner case is one of those modern mysteries where having a mountain of evidence somehow gives us way more questions than answers. It's a pretty stark reminder that even with all our tech and cameras everywhere, people can still just slip through the cracks. It proves that sometimes the absolute scariest stories aren't the ones with monsters. They're the ones where reality itself simply stops making sense. So what do you think happened in those 7 seconds of static? It's a question that's going to haunt us for a very long time.